Hi guys, this is Holiday Inflatable Fanatic, and in front of me I have, well, really unique review, but not only that, but this is the first review for the Christmas 2022 season, at least on my channel, so that's super exciting. But yeah, in front of me I have the 8.5-foot long reindeer skiing scene prototype. This was going to be sold at Home Depot, as you can tell from the picture on the box. But it just never made it into production, never made it into their lineup for whatever reason, which is unfortunate because from what I can tell, a lot of people like this design, and it is really well done. I have a feeling it was more of a cost factor, and I'll get into that in a second. But nonetheless, it's a really nice and unique design, not one that we've really ever seen before. So yeah, and that's what initially attracted me to this thing, since it's so unique. But not only that, I loved all the use of the mixed media fabric, because you got fabric accents, the plushy fabric accents, you have metallic, you got the tie-dye, you have like the silvery looking reflective material. You know, there's a lot going on. Although there's not animation, the fabric alone has a lot going along. That helps, I guess, make up for the lack of, something else happening, such as animation, or, you know what I mean. But yeah, let's take a look at the box. So this is like the only side with the picture. The rest is just a standard, like, white coated, cardboard box. You can see the item number was just 0000 with a skew, and they crossed that out at the factory. And you can also see at the bottom, if I can flip it over, has some sort of number and then Home Depot mock-up, and then some sort of dimensions. I'm assuming that's the dimensions of the box, maybe in like centimeters, although the box I don't think it's that big for that, but dimensions for something. But here's the inflatable all laid out. And without further ado, let me just get this thing inflated, because I know I've been talking for a little bit. You can probably already see some of the, fabric accents and stuff like that. Come on. Oh, I forget that he leans out that much. But yeah, this thing inflates really, really well. As I was saying with the whole costs and everything, this thing does have a 125, so it does have a pretty good fan. Considering, its size. I mean, it is bigger than I expected. But it's still, it's not tall. It's more wide than it is tall. It's probably about like 5.5 feet tall. But enough of me talking. Let's just take a look at it from afar. You can really see just how much that one reindeer leans outward. But yeah, this thing, as I said, it's not my cup of tea, it's not my style, but it still is really cool, especially now that I've inflated it again and seeing it in person. There's just something that, it definitely has just some sort of appeal or wow factor to it. I like the coloring going on. It has sort of like, very, I don't want to say gravity-defying feel, but, the fact that he's leaning forward and his legs are apart like that and skinny, it really looks like he's standing on his own like that. Same thing with this reindeer. I mean, it's the presents in the back that are giving them support so that they can stand up. But, I don't know, there's just something about this thing that really does stick out, and, does make me like it more than I would typically expect. So let's take a look at the mixed media elements. So the feet down here have that like little speckled fabric. This has the metallic fabric, the more like softer sort of fabric. The same one on the teddy bear in the box pop-up. That's on the royal blue on the teddy bear's, I guess, coat. This has the gold fabric. This is really well done. I mean, it really looks like one of those like puffy, winter coats that, you see within the stores. Probably because, I mean, the fabric feels very similar to that. And plus, too, they're puffy to begin with, so having it filled with air gives it that same effect. So that looks really realistic and really cool. And this white fabric has this like screen printed effect that gives it like, I don't know, like almost like this marble sort of look. And that goes on the scarf, the earmuffs, and even the little undershirt that sticks out down there. And then this reindeer actually has red hair, which actually is very similar in color to mine. And then it has more of that like speckled metallic fabric. I actually have to say that the girl reindeer is probably the least exciting to me. She has the least going on. She has this like rainbow tie-dye sort of fabric. That's pretty much it. She's like in a jumpsuit sort of, outfit, while these guys have like multiple layers of clothing going on, so their outfits are a little bit more appealing. But she has the curly fabric on her cuffs, in addition to the brim of her hat, and at the little pom-pom of her hat. Forgot to mention this, but everything is hand painted, so her eyebrows, her eyelashes, all that stuff. Typically that sticks out more, but there really isn't all that many hand painted elements on this design, besides the little eye masks, the mouths, the eyes, and this little portion right here. And she's holding a cup and it has the same speckled blue fabric. And then getting to this guy, this guy's probably my favorite, and I'll explain why in a second, but he has a lot going on. He has the green speckled fabric, he has the bejeweled, I don't know, the dazzled, fluffy fabric, and this goes around the collar of his plaid jacket as well. And that jacket goes down. I really like the plaid look. It has a very Christmassy feel to it. And I like his gloves too. It has that like silk material, that same silk metallic fabric. And that looks really cool. It gives it that velvet sort of look. And that's really nice in person. And his scarf is the same way. And then moving down, his pants are really interesting. They have like an iridescent finish on it, and at first I thought it was ugly, but now looking at it, it's kind of cool. It works well with the whole skiing sort of theme, just because I really don't know. It almost gives it the appearance as if like the pants are wet, which typically happens obviously when you're skiing, especially when you fall or something like that. But besides the point, there's just something about it that for some reason I think just works really well, and it adds a lot of character, to this character. And then his feet has the same bejeweled fabric as that guy does, just with the red fabric, and he has the same fluffy material on the cuffs of his pants. And then you have his snowboard or ski. I can't really tell what it is. It's too skinny. It's too skinny to be a snowboard, but also doesn't really look like a ski. But you have his ski in his hand, and then you got the little logo on it. The presents on the back actually have a good amount of detail, believe it or not. They actually, do wrap around all the way around, and even back here, this is a separate piece of fabric, and they did put it back there. Same thing with this right here. So, all really nice detail. Same thing with the chair. It has individual legs and everything, and then the two in the center to give it some support. But the fact that it's freestanding like that, or at least gives the illusion that it's freestanding by the legs, is they pulled that off really well, but it's also a nice added touch to it. But overall, this is a really nice design. I know I've been talking for a while, but just wanted to go over everything because there's a lot of little hidden details on this thing that you don't initially notice when you first look at it. And I think that's what made this thing so special, but also bumped up the cost of producing this thing. But at the end of the day, they probably just didn't select this thing for some unknown reasons. I mean, who knows? Half the time, we don't know why they picked one design over the other. It probably just comes down to personal preference at the end of the day for a lot of them, although costs and, you know, other factors like that do come into play. There are a lot of really good designs that are turned down for some reason. And this is one that as I said, I don't know what else it could be besides cost, since it has that nice fabric and it has the 125 fan in it. And I can't see them pricing this thing all that high, considering its size and the fact that, you know, it is a static scene. There's nothing going on besides the, you know, the metallic accents. So unless they could sell it on that, you know, it might, at the price point they would need to charge for this thing, it might turn the majority of customers away. Considering, as I said, at first glance, you really don't even notice half those little details unless you really hone into them and pay attention to the piece. But yeah, let's take a look at this thing in the dark. The lights up pretty well. 67s in it, 2 in each character. Could it use a little more? Yeah. I think it almost would be nice if they had 1 in each present too. It does give off a very light show sort of vibe, considering it has the big snow base. So it almost is a little weird to not see lights in the base, although it really doesn't need it unless you were doing a light show. But it does light up really well, considering the limited number of lights that it has. And as I flip the lights back on, we'll take one more look at this thing, and then that will be that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I did sell this inflatable, so it won't be in my display for this year. Because as I said, you know, I thought I would like it more when I saw it in person, but it just wasn't my style, as I said. It was more of an impulse buy to begin with, just considering it was a good price, you know, it was very unique, and as I said, I like the, you know, all the mixed media going on, and I knew that this was something that it was now or never sort of decision, so I just jumped on it. But then seeing it in person, although, you know, it is very impressive, it's just not my cup of tea. There's no other way for me to put it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I look forward to more 2022 and other Christmas reviews and videos coming up. Alright, see you later guys. Bye.